Hey, Buddy Manning here. Welcome to the Garn Report alongside Noah Dalzell and Baylor Scheierman, Celtics rookie, who's spent a lot of his first season up here with the Maine Celtics, about to play the College Park Skyhawks here. And I want to check in, see how things are going up here, your development, and some strong performances through the first half of the season with Maine. How are things working out up here?
Things are working out pretty well. Like I've said all along, I've enjoyed my time up here a lot, and I enjoy the guys and the coaches a lot, and just enjoy playing. And ultimately, that's kind of how you get better is getting those live reps. And so I've, tried to take advantage of every chance I get to, come out here and play, and I think that's what I've done.
And earlier you said you didn't see this as a demotion being up here, and it seems like you've been able to kind of put up numbers and things. How much more comfortable do you feel now versus when you first got up here?
Yeah, I feel a lot more comfortable now than when I first got up here, just obviously with, playing, especially with new teammates and coaches, and, it takes some time to adjust, but, the more reps I've gotten, the more I've gotten more comfortable, not just with the team, but just the NBA style of play as a whole.
I know when I talked to you early in the season, you thought it might be back and forth a little bit. Has it helped that you've just been able to kind of play game in and game out with this team, travel with them, be around them day in, day out?
Yeah, I've kind of enjoyed that part, honestly. Just kind of be able to have a routine of how it's going to be. And, that's something that, the guys in Boston talk a lot about, is developing a routine. And, it's hard to do that when you're going back and forth, obviously. And so being able to be here a lot of the time allows me to kind of get into a routine of not just basketball, but just taking care of my body and nutrition and all that stuff as well.
And obviously the three-point shooting was something that I think doesn't surprise people that it came along as well as it has. Are there things that have surprised you that you've been able to kind of quickly translate over from college to the G League?
I don't know if there's anything necessarily that surprised me. I'm very confident, in my abilities to impact the game in a lot of different ways. I think, obviously coming in, a lot of people thought it was just shooting, but I think, my rebounding and my secondary playmaking as well is something that, might have surprised people in a sense.
I'll throw this in too. The full court pass to JD the other night. They're playing it everywhere, showing it everywhere. Yeah. I knew you had that in your arsenal, but how good has it felt to just have the ball in your hands and be able to show that off?
Yeah, obviously it's always fun to play with the ball in your hands, and obviously, being in Maine, that gives me an opportunity to do that a little bit more. And that was kind of a little flashback to high school, playing football and whatnot. I know it gets brought up a lot, and some people probably don't believe it, but that just gave them a little sense of, it's actually a true thing. So.
Is that a play you've done frequently in basketball games, or was that like the first time since you were on a football field?
No, I mean, my high school coach actually texted me after the game, and he was like, I've seen that way too many times. That was something in high school that I did all the time, just throwing the full court passes. Obviously, the higher up you go, the less chances you get to do something like that. But it just ended up working out just perfectly.
What goals do you have for the second half of the season here? Has there been a path laid out to you in terms of being able to maybe get some opportunities with Boston? You just kind of focused on down here for now?
Yeah, I'm kind of just focused on being where my feet are. I think that's all I can do, and just continue to grow. I think I've made great strides from when I first got up here to now, and that's the goal for the second half of the season as well. Is just take it one day at a time, continue to grow, continue to get better on the court, off the court as a whole, and just be ready when my number's called.
Anything else, Noah?
Yeah, I was just going to ask. Tyler said earlier in the season that there is obviously such a track record of this organization of players going from Maine to eventually real minutes in Boston. How much has that been a conversation for you guys, just looking at the paths of guys like Sam Hauser, even Drew getting some opportunities earlier this season?
Yeah, it hasn't necessarily been something that we've talked about, but it's definitely something you see, obviously, with Sam and then even Drew, earlier this season getting some minutes. And, it's encouraging. And like I said earlier, I'm just focused on taking it a day at a time. And whether I get minutes or I don't get minutes, my approach to everything doesn't really change. So
best part of living up here in Maine?
I mean, just the speed of life. It's very slow. Kind of like being back in Nebraska. Honestly, I'm back in Omaha, so I enjoy it a lot.
All right, Baylor Scheierman, Celtics first round pick. Looking forward to watching him tonight and for the rest of your season, man. Good luck.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Thank you.